And I got death threats because my address was in the video from Obama supporters and people calling me whore and skank.
Not only a party would allow this, but that our own citizens would perpetrate this against one another when we have stood firm for everyone's ability to vote.
They made a huge distinction between not allowing someone to vote and allowing people who shouldn't be allowed to vote to counteract that.
And you saw that?
Oh, absolutely.
Some people saw outright cheating. Other people just saw strong-arm tactics. I saw fraud.
So I think the strategy was to bring in a huge number of people, overwhelm the system, and in the chaos that ensued, they could steal the election. That is my personal opinion.
And there was this lady, probably about 80 years old, who was sort of walking slowly up the street. And as she was approaching the entranceway to go into the building, one of the young men said to her, "If you're not voting for Obama, go home, because you're not voting here today." And she turned and walked away. The pain that I felt because of the people who have fought for African Americans to have the right to vote. And this fight has been a battle that has gone on for many, many, many years. And to see two African American young men deny the right under a veiled threat of violence to a woman who was the elder, a woman who looked to be around 80 years old, and not allowing her the opportunity to vote, I found appalling. Whereas while I was standing there, there were other people approaching, maybe 4 or 5 people approaching. And when they heard that, they all turned and walked away, or continued to walk in the direction that they were going.
Probably the worst thing that we saw in Indiana was parents coming into the office saying that the Gary Public School System had bused their children to Crown Point, Indiana, to vote in the election. And that was great. That's a great civics lesson. But if children were being told to go to the polls and vote for Obama, in which they were, then parents were livid. They were outraged and they wanted to know what could be done about this. And so they brought in an actual slate of candidates that each student had been given to take them to the polls to vote for Mr. Obama and his slate. It was atrocious, because what lesson in civics were the kids learning that day? What? Win by any means necessary? Because the right to vote is a sacred vote in America, so how could we take school children, bust them on a school day, tell them who to vote for, then pay for their lunch and dismiss them from school early on taxpayer money? So yes, the voter fraud was rampant in Gary.
Gigi, was the DNC alerted to those problems?
The DNC was alerted. Everyone was alerted, but nobody wanted to look at it. This is exactly what's going on today, and we have to do something about it. I mean, I made this film, Allison, in 2008, and look what's happening today. It's our right as Americans to be able to vote, and everybody was alerted. We went to press, we went to Fox, we went to CNN. Nobody wanted to hear the story, and I'm really appreciative that you do today.